Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to our Summer of Love series. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day. You're super pumped up. It's literally the last month of summer. I can't believe it. And a couple of things housekeeping wise. My third annual Successful Woman's Guide to Attract and Marry Her Man has officially launched today. So if you haven't already signed up, we'll definitely put the link below after this live today. And you should tune in. I mean, whether you're single, in a relationship, seeking partnership, join this because there's so much great insight, information, and boy, what thrills me is that over the years I've been doing this series is that it's helped thousands and thousands and thousands of women. So I encourage you to tune in if you aren't already doing so. And today I'd love to hear from you and, what we're going to talk about today is something that I know that, a lot of people in general struggle with, but, women in particular struggle with is bringing him closer to you. So the ways within which to do that and our ways of being that actually attracts a man to you, that attracts him to being closer to you, wanting, not being able to get enough of you, getting to this point where he can't stop thinking about you, right? So would anybody like that? Give me a thumbs up if you'd like to know more about what brings a man closer. Part of why I'm speaking about this today, because if you're tuning in to my Successful Woman's Man to Attract and Marry Her Man series, we talk about this today in the interviews. So definitely tune in to that. And I wanted to give you a teaser today and actually give you some deeper insight from me personally. Awesome, Anna. So good to hear from you. Patricia, good to see you. Give me some hearts. Give me some love, guys, as we dive into this. And I'm going to keep this super simple, super succinct. Vulnerability, and I talk about this a lot, you guys, vulnerability does bring a man closer. And also observation. So vulnerability, observation, and connected conversation. So I'm going to talk about those things in particular. Vulnerability, what does that look like? So Jackie Saborn and I actually spoke a bit about this. Vulnerability in the beginning when you're getting to know someone doesn't mean telling your life story, or if you've been victimized or traumatized or whatever's happened in your life. It doesn't necessarily mean that. What it can mean is something that could be specific that's coming up for you right now that might be causing you a challenge. Like, I'm feeling challenged with the fact that I want to make sure that I have enough investments for my future. I haven't done a lot of investing. And I want to set my kids up for success in the future. God forbid something happened to me. So it's always scared me to do that outside of, kind of managing it myself, because I'm scared of what that could look like, or, I'm scared to look at my financials or whatever, right? Because many people are, and I'm using this as just a simple way to be vulnerable. How do you do that for yourself? So that's a true, that's something true. That's something true for me in my life. And, I know who to talk to, but, even if you do know who to talk to, and maybe that's something you're wrestling with right now. I'm really wrestling with this and I feel some fear. It might be natural, but, what do you do about that? Well, what do you think about that? So when you ask a man what he thinks about something, and it's coming from your heart, it's vulnerable. Or I'm struggling with a parent that's aging, and I feel like they don't remember the way they used to, and it scares me. Have you ever dealt with that? How do you do that? So those are ways to be vulnerable. As women nowadays, it's, humility and vulnerability can be a very, very difficult tightrope. And, I think and a lot of times, I think as women, we're afraid as we're getting to know someone because we get attached, right? Depending on how they respond, with what to share, how much to share, how to share it. And coming from an authentic place, and a place of, not worrying how the words come out, and asking, what do you think about that? Then, and not answering for him, really giving him the ground to open up to you, it really allows for a closer connection. And everybody has their own things in life that come up for them. So it's really learning, that you don't have to come across as perfect. In fact, men really appreciate a woman who's imperfect, and imperfect in her life. It could look any way, shape, or form. So, that's some ways that you can, try and test and open up, especially with someone that you're not attached to, right? You're not attached to the outcome. And it's important also to practice not being attached to the outcome, because it brings you great freedom. And it also, men know that. Men actually feel it. They sense it. They can smell it. They can smell it if a woman's going to be too much too soon. And I want to remind you, ladies, of this. Slow and steady wins the race. There may feel something different about this gentleman in the beginning, and that's great. And you get, it's also really important to take your time to get to know this person, because of what can happen in our headspace when we might go too far physically too soon. There's all sorts of things that happen. So helping you ladies to understand that these are two very important things. I want to share the third thing, and I'm sorry, my son is just getting dropped off from school. I thought he was coming later, but this is really important. So the observation piece, right? I'm going to step outside. You guys love it when I'm real. I'm real, I'm vulnerable, I'm raw. This is what happens. My son's getting off the bus right now. And I'll finish this. Hi. So in sharing this piece with you guys, this observation piece, this part is really, really sexy because ladies, if hi baby. So you guys have met Max, right? I get to show him to you. Okay. Say hi.
Mommy.
Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, that's my son. And come on in, babe. Mommy's finishing up her live, okay? Be just a moment. So anyway, sorry you guys, you get to see my house. So when we are in that space, right? My necklace is all cattywampus. See the camera. Ah, goodness. Okay. You like how I'm live and kind of funny? Well, this is me right now. It's more important to get the message out. So the message today is observation. So observation about someone, about him and his special gift. So whether you're getting to know someone for the first time, you like that? Am I a little off? So my imperfect perfection. Men love that, by the way. So by, sharing an observation about him is something that is super powerful. What that brings up. And let me give you an observation. You could say, I think this smirk on your face is really cute when you're sharing something that you find entertaining. Or, I notice when, you share a joke, it seems like, I can almost hear the wheels turning in your head. And, as you're about to share the punchline, I love the dramatic pause that you have. It's endearing. Things that you authentically observe about someone, a man, what it does is it opens his heart to you because he's like, wow, I don't know if I've heard that before, or that's really sweet that she observed that. Because, in our society, we have a very fast-paced, busy society, and a lot of times we're disconnected. So when you're connected in a disconnected world, in a world that can be more disconnected, what happens, you guys? It brings you closer, and it brings him, wanting to be connected to you. Like, wow, this woman's really unique. She's special. She's sharing something about me. And then all of a sudden, what happens is, sorry, you guys, a mirror happens. He starts sharing something that he really appreciates about you. And then it moves on and on from there. So anyways, I share this with you today in hopes to support you and that you will be in a place that you're getting yourself out there. You're meeting new and interesting people. It's the summer of love. Again, the best time to meet people. So I'm sending you love and light. And I hope you all have a great Monday. And I will be, again, putting the link for our Successful Woman's Guide to Meet and Marry Her Man. And I hope you actually got some comedy out of this, too, because we're a funny, crazy family over here, too. Love you. Bye.